Edition of Chambers Academy Sports Live. We're coming to you today from Wadley, Alabama, just north of Lafayette, the home of the Southern Union Bisons. The Rebels have Coffman High School Rocks. They are out of Dublin, Ohio, and this is an exhibition game for them. And the Rebels have hosted them here, so should be a fun afternoon of some baseball. Great weather, big breeze coming in over home plate, so. Maybe, well, actually it's coming in from left to right to left, excuse me, but what a great opportunity for these kids to come up here and play on this kind of level field, and just a great afternoon for baseball. So I'd like to welcome my broadcast partner sitting there.
Just it's a beautiful place. I'll tell you, Bison baseball is in awfully good shape. This is a great facility. We've got a beautiful afternoon. You're right, the wind is blowing first base to left field, but I don't know if it's got enough velocity to really impact the game, but we're getting very close to first pitch here. The pitchers will warm it up. We'll have to throw down quickly.
Yeah, so it should be a good game. Did a little research on these guys that we're going to match up to this afternoon. They are from Dublin, Ohio, as I said earlier. They have been touring the Southeast, getting a little bit of extra time before their season starts. Their season starts later than ours due to the weather conditions up there up north. The ground's just falling out from the winter. So we are about ready to get under some action here, and leading off the top of the first here is 0-0 Kyle Hand.
Kyle will be followed by Peyton Yurda today and A.J. Barnes. We hope to go deeper than that into the lineup in inning number one.
First pitch by the Rocks is inside for ball one. Another high and inside pitch to Hand. 2 balls, no strikes.
We have a very different scoreboard here today, so it'll take me a second to get used to that.
Yeah, it is.
Caught the outside corner there with that fastball.
Yeah, he laid off that one. 2 balls, 1 strike. We're here in the top of the first, just getting underway here at Bison Stadium here in Wadley, Alabama. And Hand takes that one back to the netting for strike 2. 2-2 on Hand.
Foul straight back. He's just a little bit late on that, but I had a good cut at it. Kyle had a tough outing early in the week at the plate, made some great defensive plays, but he's probably getting ready to step in here and get his offense going.
Ooh, that was well behind Hand.
That ball came out, it slipped out of his hand, it looked like he's trying to throw a big curve, and it just floated over everything.
Full count to Hand, leadoff batter here, top of the first. And Hand takes that one to center field. Making some extra bases on that. Going to get to the fence.
He may go for 3.
He's rounded second, and he's waiting on to third. And here comes the play at third, and he is in safely. He slid the base and came off the bag, and the third baseman laid the tag on him. But a great hit by Hand, but just slid over the base there at third.
You know, I honestly thought that the center fielder was going to cut that ball out. When it got behind him, this park is so deep. I hope you guys can see that from the perspective of our camera. It rolled forever, and he had a really good shot at coming up with a triple there. First pitch high here.
And second batter for the inning for the Rebels are number 12, Peyton Yurda, starting at shortstop today.
We saw Peyton earlier in the week also come in, play a little bit in that game against Lee Scott.
And I spoke earlier in the week that he was an 8th grader. I was corrected, he's in the 9th grade, so he's a freshman. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out here, top of the first. Yurda takes that one for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
Hitter's count. Good pitch. Inside corner with the fastball.
Full count to Yurda. Yurda takes that one over the dugout on the right down the first base side.
Fouled way back into the open field behind the stadium.
3-2 delivery. And Peyton Yurda gets the walk on that one.
Slow curve just did not break. It just hung up there in midair, it seemed, and stayed high. So, boy, I tell you, that opening triple would be sweet right now. But, you know, Kyle was just doing everything he could to get to third base and just came off it a little bit. Third baseman made a great play with the tag on.
Yep, stayed with the play, kept it going, and got Hand out there. But good hustle, though, by Hand. So now we're down to A.J. Barnes batting third here for the Rebels.
First pitch strike. So we got one out and a runner at first base here in the bottom of the first. Top of the first, excuse me.
Catcher looks down to first to walk Yurda back. No throw. 1 ball, 1 strike on Barnes. That was high and away for ball 2.
Yurda's taking a pretty good lead. This catcher is very active. You see how he shifts his weight really quickly. Looks like he has great reflexes there.
Ooh,
Another base
Barnes
hit.
rips that one out to left field, and that's going to advance the runner over to second. And nice single by Barnes here in the top of the first.
AJ has a quick bat, and he gets around on the ball. You know, we've seen him now, I think, 3 different times, and he's hit the ball the same way. One into the woods over everything, and everything else has been line drives really at or over the shortstop. So it's still 1 out. Runner at first and second here in the top of the first. Buster Coker coming up.
And we're going to do our best to get the players for the Rocks. Looks like Drew Monahan is the pitcher for the Rocks, number 14. Coker takes the first pitch for ball 1.
Excuse me, Judge. A tall, rangy pitcher there. He's got a real fluid motion. Takes a good step. And has good velocity.
Coker out in front on that one, takes that over into the dugout of the Rebels.
Hope everybody's all right over there. That was drilled. Ball and a strike. 1 out.
Runners on first and second for Coker. Lays off that one for a ball.
Buster really wanted to take a big cut at that ball, but held off. It's a little low.
2 balls, 1 strike. Still in the top of the first.
Good pitch. Jammed in a little bit inside. A little bit of a high strike, but he got it over that inside corner for call strike 2.
Rebels looking to get the offense started up early tonight. So far, since we've been out with them, they've been having a slow start getting those bats working, but hopefully this afternoon they can get them running early because we're here in the top of the first. Runners on first and second. 1 out, full count to Coker.
3 behind him.
Yep, that's the second pitch that's gotten behind the batter. So now the bases are loaded for the other Yurda, senior Braxton Yurda.
These Chambers Academy hitters are being very patient, have a good eye at the pitch today, and they've worked the bases loaded with 1 out. So we really need to put a run or 2 here on the board in the top of the first.
See if Yurda can push a couple of these base runners in. And he popped that one back over the press box here. And sounded like it hit something behind us pretty loud.
Probably the roof here on our palatial press box area.
Yeah. Monahan delivers. High and inside to Yurda.
Evens the count at 1-1 with still one out. Bases loaded by Chambers.
The Rebel fans are still pouring in here to Bison Stadium in Wadley, Alabama. And Yurda pops that one high up. The catcher's getting underneath it, but the pitcher calls it off, and Monahan secures the second out
That's a big out right there.
for the Rocks here in the top of the first.
A big out, when, bases loaded, one away, and that's the pitch you need to get you to that second out so you can go to any base.
And up now for the Rebels is number 5, Luke Tarver. He's the catcher for today. That first pitch was a little high to Tarver for ball 1.
The Rocks pitcher has missed high when he's been out of the zone so far. 2-0 count. Need a big base hit here, drive in a couple runs.
Big cut by Tarver for strikes. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here, top of the first. Rebels looking to put some runs on the board early. And another high and outside right near the batter's head.
Yeah, his pitches are sailing just a little bit. He's been very consistent high so far out of the strike zone.
3-1 delivery. Tarver takes a big rip at that one. Ball runs back to the netting.
You had no choice. It was a good pitch. You had to get aggressive on that fastball. Just didn't quite make enough contact to straighten it out. That was a big pitch again. It's 3-2 with 2 outs. Chance to get out of the inning. And he did it.
He goes down swinging. So Rebels leave 3 on base. No runs, 2 hits. As we go to the bottom of the first, score is 0-0.
It's good to see the Rebels come out and swing the bats, be aggressive. Just didn't get that timely hit that we needed there. The triple being wiped away with that first out certainly hurt. Should have had a couple runs at top of the first, but we'll come back at them in the top of the second here.
As the Rebels take the field, pitching this afternoon for the Rebels starting is number 2, Braxton Yurda. Yeah, for a little background on the Rocks, they're from Dublin, Ohio, which is a suburb of Columbus, Ohio, on the beautiful banks of the Scioto River. Have you ever been to Dublin?
I have been to Dublin several times. A lot of time in Columbus. It's a beautiful part of the country.
Yep.
Yeah. And as we discussed earlier, home of Jack Nicklaus Memorial Golf Club as well.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, nice area up there on the northwest side of Columbus, Ohio. They've got 3 big high schools in Dublin, and these guys are the Rocks, Dublin Coffman High School. So they've been touring the southeast the past week. I guess they're on spring break, doing some exhibition baseball down in the Florida Panhandle. Visited Florida State and Tallahassee, and a couple other schools in the Panhandle of Florida. So I guess they're on their way back to Ohio with a stop here in East Central Alabama. So,
and, just for a comparison, our record, I believe after the game we covered Tuesday or Monday. Our record is 11-4, so we played 15 ball games. This is their final exhibition. Their season starts, we were told, tomorrow. So.
Yeah, they'll run into June on their regular season playoff area. And first up to bat takes a deep drive down the.
That's gone.
Oh, first pitch by Yurda. Philip Kleiman crushes one over the right field fence.
That ball had great carry. I wasn't sure the way the right fielder was really kind of eyeballing that. Grant Jones was giving that a good look, but it just carried and carried and carried.
Well, one pitch changed the score quickly here. 1-0 Rocks in the bottom of the first. And up for the Rocks now is Daniel Briggs.
Good pitch. A little bit of a high strike, caught the outside part of the plate. Yeah, the first at-bat had good velocity. Turned on that pitch and took it, no doubt, or really kind of once it got out there. It was more of a low-line drive, but, boy, it had great carry on it.
And we were discussing down the lines are probably, what, 320?
I would estimate at least that.
Yeah.
I think it's just unusual we don't see distances on fields. Seems like that's something we would see most everywhere. But there are none at our field, and there are none here.
And that is 4 pitches for a walk to the Rocks.
Trying to pick up a number there as well.
Yep. Number 8, Carson Cox is up for the Rocks. First pitch is a ball to Carson. Second pitch is low and outside for 2 balls. No strikes, no outs here, bottom of the first.
Braxton struggling a little bit with his control here to open the game.
And Carson pushes that one down the first base line for a foul.
Yeah, just caught a piece of that one, shoved it down the first base line. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner at first base.
Yurda checks the runner, and he's going. Tarver comes up throwing, and not in time.
Yeah, he bobbled that ball just a little bit, had to double clutch it, and had no chance really to throw him out after that. Base runner showed great speed, had a good lead. So runner in scoring position, nobody out. And now we're at I can't see, is it a 2-2 count?
Yeah, 2-2, no outs.
Struck him out. Big pitch.
That is great for Yurda's confidence after that first pitch homer to start off the bottom of the first. So 1 down here, the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, it's good to see him come back, and just challenge hitters, come right back with that fastball.
Number 11, Ethan Went, is up for the Rocks.
Outside strike. No ball, 1 strike count.
Yurda delivers. And another strike on the outside corner.
2 really effective pitches there. That ball might have been a little bit of a slider. It looked like it had a little break in it. Struck him out.
Got caught looking. So after that first home run, Braxton Yurda's kind of settling down here in the bottom of the first. Gets 2 back-to-back strikeouts against the Rocks. And up now, number 14, the pitcher, Drew Monahan, for the Rocks. Pops this one high. AJ's going to fight the sun off on the first.
I think Luke's got a shot at it, and he dropped it.
Just off the glove. That's a tough catch, him coming over his shoulder like that. I thought AJ Barnes was going to call him off on that one.
Well, I think typically that's first baseman's play. He's just got a little bit better glove action there on that play. But, you're going to have the catcher be aggressive. He called it. He had it in his sights. He just popped out of his mitt. But that's a big missed foul ball there. 1 strike count.
And they're going. Tarver comes up, and it's going to play interference.
Yeah, interference kept that call.
And the skipper for the Rocks wants to talk about this one, but that's not going to change the outcome. So that's going to be the third out here in the bottom of the first. As we go to the top of the second, the Rebels are down by 1.
Yeah, that seemed to me to be an absolute no-doubter. I mean, he made Luke really step around and double clutch. So kind of surprised to see this much upset or, I guess, conversation about it.
Well, the call is made, and we are going to the top of the second. And up for the Rebels is number 13, Drew Shepard.
Well, the Rocks are definitely coming out intense, Chester. They're ready to play here.
That's right. They're getting tuned up for the season as the Rebels are well past the midway point of theirs. And we'll be looking for some region action in the next couple of weeks and getting ready for maybe some playoff action later on. But we're going to be having some matchups with Abbeville. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right. I think that might be our next region game in our next broadcast. You know, on that previous play, I did not think the runner had that great of a break, in his fastball. So Luke, I thought he had a really good chance to throw him out. And then I wondered why I didn't see the ball. And it was really because he was having to step around the hitter. It was clear interference from our opinion up here, or my opinion up here. But, boy, that was a lot of conversation from the coach who was at third base there. Anyway, it was still a third out. And certainly a great job there by Yerta on the mound. Give up the opening home run, then come back with 2 Ks and have a chance to throw a guy out at third base too.
Yeah, Braxton looked a little quick in his delivery. His pace was very quick at the beginning of the inning. Then he started slowing down, gathering himself a little bit, and he had finished up the inning nice.
Well, he made a couple of really excellent pitches on the first strikeout. Got that outside part of the plate, just really belt high. Hitter waited, and he was in the hole 0-2 quickly.
Drew Monahan, number 14, is still on the mound for the Rocks as we go here to the top of the second.
And Drew Shepard steps in.
Rebels are down by 1. And Drew pops this one high, but it's going to be plenty of territory out there for the left fielder to rein that one in. That was number 3, Justin Harper, on the catch out there and left for the Rocks. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the second.
And Drew is another 9th grader in this Chambers Academy lineup. Grant Jones steps in.
Grant wishes that right field fence was back about 20 feet so he could have made a play on that home run by the Rocks there in the bottom of the first.
He's out front. 2-ball count. Good hitters count here.
And he's going to pop this one in for a single into left. It's going to droop in there.
Little Texas leaguer.
So the second batter in the inning reaches first on a single to left field. And now up for the Rebels, number 15, Gray Haley. Starting in left field today for the Rebels.
Cut at it into the screen straight back.
I may be wrong on this too, but I think Gray is a freshman as well.
I believe you're right.
Monahan checks the runner. And good stop there by the catcher to keep that from getting back to the backstop. A lot of room here at Bison Stadium. So if the ball does get behind the catcher, the base runners can run all day pretty much.
Really nice stop there. You saw the catcher shift his weight, get that ball out in front of him. Again, another low pitch that really had a chance without him shifting over and getting a good block on it. That's a base for the runner. This Dublin team, very athletic so far.
2-1 delivery to Haley. Another low pitch for ball 3.
That's 3 in a row. He's just thrown really in the dirt. Struggling a little bit here with his control.
Looks like the Rocks are putting somebody down in the bullpen to start loosening up as we work through the top of the second here.
Full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Looks like Kyle Warsman is down in the bullpen getting loose for the Rocks. And then
That's
Haley
drilled.
takes this one deep to center.
That's over the center fielder's head.
And that's up against the wall. And he's going to be in easily for a double. And they're going to hold the runners at second and third. But good rip by Haley, taking it all the way to the fence. Just to the left of dead center. Great rip by Haley.
Yeah, that's another well-hit ball. Really turned on it, got the ball in good shape over the center fielder. I thought we might pick up a run on that one, but we did not.
Yeah.
Coach is going out to talk to the pitcher. I don't know if we'll have a change, but we're going to have a conversation here.
Yeah, Jones couldn't really rip through there. He didn't know if center field had coverage on that ball or not. So he kind of had to hang tight a little bit. Once it dropped, they started running, but good defense again by the center field.
Well, if you notice that ball, it hit just short of the track and it came off the fence quickly. That is unlike the ball before that really got between the left fielder and the center fielder and rolled forever. That ball hit the ground and bounced straight back, so it really cut down his ability to turn the corner there.
And now we're back at the top of the lineup for the Rebels. That's Kyle Hand.
Need Kyle to repeat the opening at bat here.
Yep. Runners in scoring position for the Rebels. Jones at third and Haley at second.
Swinging, first pitch swinging. Fouled. Straight back off the roof.
That was a quick conversation by the skipper there for the pitching coach actually for the Rocks. Went out there and talked to Monahan real quickly. Buy some time down in the bullpen for Warsman to get loose down there. Another foul backed over the press box here.
Kyle's in the hole 0-2 here very quick, but two real good swings at it. Just didn't quite get the right kind of connection there. Have to bear down here with 2 strikes on you.
Outside, the ball gets loose, and they're going to hold Jones at third.
Well, Gray Haley was more than halfway down to third base. He's ready to take that extra base. I would say we have more than double the foul territory here that we do at home.
Yes, I would agree, if not more than that. From our vantage point, there's a whole section there we can't even see. And that pitch is outside for 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the second. The Rebels are threatening with 2 runners in scoring position.
Again, we need a big hit here to drive some runs in here, get us on the board.
Oh, off Kyle's arm, it looks like.
I think it fouled him, hit the end of the bat.
I thought he pointed to the butt end of his bat there. I thought it may have got his forearm there.
Well, we didn't see that reaction, but he wears an elbow pad. He's probably been hit on that elbow a couple times, and I saw absolutely no reaction from him, so I wasn't sure if it was the bat or the plastic. So foul ball quickly by the umpire, and we're back in it. 2-2 here. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And Kyle takes that one looking for strike 3. So that's the second out here in the top of the second.
Well, that was a little bit of a high strike, but, the umpire has been consistent. He's called that pitch before today. Just froze him at the plate and got their second out. Another big punch out there for the Rocks. 2 outs as runners at second and third. Big swing by Peyton Yerter there.
Yeah, the Rebels cannot continue to leave base runners on. Last inning, they left 3 on.
Late on a fastball, scoots it down the first base line.
And Peyton's in the hole now. 0-2.
We've seen Monahan fight back here in this inning.
That pitch was a little bit high there for first ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Peyton Yurda, top of the second. And he fights that one off, and a little dribbler down to first base and pitches it over to the pitcher and barely gets his foot on there. He got it caught there in the dirt, but that's the 3rd out. So the Rebels leave 2 runners out there here in the top of the second. As we go to the bottom, Rebels are down by 1.
Well, we've seen the Dublin Coffman pitcher come back out here and get 2 big outs in really tough situations. So very easily could have had 4 runs here, you know, with just 2 timely singles. But that's not the way the game works. You got to hit it.
Yeah, the Rebels left some base runners on in the Lee Scott game. Could have changed the outcome of that one. So the Rebels got to get their bats moving when their runners are in scoring position. But these pitchers are fighting back that they've been facing the past couple games.
Well, you know, those things add up. I mean, when you have that scoring chance early in the first 2 innings, it's really tough to miss that. You know, we're sitting here down 1-0, and we very easily could have been up 2-0 or 4-0. So you can't burn those opportunities all day long. You've got to get the runs in. But like I said, the pitcher made great pitches in those 2 at-bats and got both. Struck out Luke to close out the first and then got that ground ball. It was really a weak hit ball down to first base. Kind of confused him. I think it was not even a check swing. It just bounced straight off and made the play.
Yeah, he was just looking to stay alive in that count, but ball stayed fair, and that was the 3rd out.
Well, it would be nice to have Braxton come out here and get ahead of the count, kind of get this inning going as he finished the last inning. I don't know if you were able to ascertain their ranking. Are they a 3A team, AA team?
I didn't see anything like that, and I don't know how they rank them in Ohio.
I didn't see any information on these guys. I'm glad you were at least able to get some Twitter info and track these guys down over the last day or so.
Yeah, you had to hunt them down. There wasn't much out there on them, especially on their official sites, because it is exhibition for them. So number 14, Monahan, Drew Monahan's pitcher, steps in now for the Rocks as we go into the bottom of the second.
Slow breaking ball.
And that one got loose from Tarver, but no harm, no foul. 2 balls, 1 strike on Monahan here in the bottom of the second. Tarver tries to frame that one up, but the ump wasn't having it. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Just missed the outside corner.
Yep. Monahan gets a piece of that one.
Runs it to a full count with that foul ball. You know, I'm looking at the field. The sun is in and out of the clouds. We have the sun right in front of the batter's box. I don't know if that's impacting the hitters at all. Ball 4.
You already kind of tapped his chest on that one, like that was my fault there. Got kind of loose on him, but so Monahan takes the base on balls here to get the bottom of the second underway for the Rocks. And Justin Harper is up now for the Dublin Coffman Rocks.
Runner at first, nobody out.
Pitch was a little bit high.
Need to settle down. Even this count up.
Harper squares up to bunt, then pulls back.
Runner going, line drive, base hit.
Gathered quickly up there by Evan Arwood in center for the Rebels.
Like to see him make that throw to third base instead of coming behind the runner who wasn't very far off second.
And Carson Wilcox, number 5, is now up to bat for the Rocks.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. Have to bear down here. He's sacrificing, plays at first.
Yeah, Tarver checks third, but gets that easy out at first, but advances the runners over to second and third for the Rocks with 1 out here, bottom of the second.
Excellent bunt, made Luke come out behind the plate and pick that ball up. It didn't get anywhere near pitching mound or the first baseman, and Luke did a good job of checking and then took the easy out at first base.
Jacob Ebeling is up now for the Rocks. He's got 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out here. First pitch is inside for ball 1.
Found ourselves in another one of those really tight situations. Runner at second, third. You need a big strike out here, pop up, get that second out. Attempted to bunt, fouled it straight back. I don't know if that was a squeeze or.
Well, he was trying to push it right down the first base line, but that thing he got a hold of that one. That one almost went over the netting here, over the roof.
Well, they made that call on a very a pitch that was up, really above the letters, so that hurt his ability to get the ball down for whatever he was going for there, sacrifice or just squeeze. May have been a safety squeeze. May have been make sure the ball gets past.
One count.
He's out.
Eberling.
I thought he had a 2-strike count. That is 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We have 1 ball, 2 strikes now, but the ball bounced off home plate.
Reset him again here. 1 out.
Over Yurda's
Looping
head.
ball. It's going to get us a run, get them a run in, and he's going to be safe at first.
Yep, he legged that one out down the first base line, and he is safe.
Slow roller just chopped over the pitcher and seemed to take forever to get to second base. Kyle just had to wait on that ball to get there.
Yeah, about a foot over Braxton's head, and then just kind of bounced out there slowly to hand. He charged it, but
yeah, that was just a baseball play. That's gonna cost you a run.
pop foul down the first base line.
Yeah, it looked like from my vantage point here, the hitter may have been trying to push that ball to right field. He really hesitated in that swing. May have been trying to just loop it over the first base side.
And with that play down at first, one runner scored for the Rocks to make the score now 2-0.
We've got Buster coming in full tilt from third base here. Ball on the strike, 1 out. Pushed it up first base side, that'll be a run.
And AJ gathers that one down the first base line and gets the second out here in the bottom of the second, but another run scores on that sacrifice. So now the Rocks are up 3-0.
Well, you see how fundamentally sound these guys are, Chester. I mean, they put down 2 really good bunts. They know the situations, and it's 3-1. It's 3-0 here, bottom of the second.
Number 2, Charlie Colson steps in now for the Rocks. Drives that first pitch down the third base line for a foul.
Really nice execution in this inning so far, getting those 2 runs in position and bringing them in with just outside with the bunts and the ball rolled down to the first base line. Real slow breaking pitch, never turned. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Colson
Hit
takes that one
sharply.
down the first base line. A.J. Barnes has a little trouble bobbling it down there. He can't get a hold of it, and another run scores from second, and Charlie Colson makes it down to first.
That was a costly bobble there. AJ stumbled a little bit on that ball and then just dropped it going to the bag. And you know, we talk about fundamentals, and it's just that is the thing. Those plays will cost you. It's 2 outs. Runner's going to be full tilt, so he scores on the error, and we got a runner at first base.
So the
Pitch
Rocks,
inside.
the Rocks to push that score to 4-0 against the Rebels.
Foul straight back. Evens count 1-1.
Daniel Briggs is in there for the Rocks. I takes that one off the hip, it looked like. I don't know what it hit, but
I thought it hit him in the right in the waist, but he is not going to first base. Maybe the bat. Must have had the bat down lower than I thought it hit.
that'd be a foul, and why would the runner advance to second?
That is true. I thought the ball hit him. Maybe
I thought
it
the ball
just
hit
didn't
the,
hit
yeah.
him.
I thought it hit the player, but guess not.
I didn't notice the runner took the base. Coach Dillon out to talk, probably to his entire squad at the moment. Just got to settle down and stop making mistakes here. Mistakes in these games with this athletic competition will cost you runs, and we can see that by the scoreboard.
Yeah, you got to get help from your defense out there when you're putting the ball on the ground and giving the infielders a chance to make some plays out there.
Yurda's going to stay in. We're just going to
I don't see anybody in the bullpen loosening up for the Rebels.
we're just going to have that conversation. We're probably talking about not making mistakes and settling down here. You know, we hit the ball. We've had base runners. We just haven't gotten people across the plate. We've got to get into this game. Foul straight back.
Briggs takes that one right off the edge of the awning and it bounces back into the field of play.
He had a really big cut and a very quick swing there. Great bat speed with this young man. Glad he fouled that one back. Got him.
And Braxton takes Briggs down for a strikeout. There's the bottom of the second here, but not after in the bottom of the second, and take the score to 4-0 against the Rebels as we go into the top of the third, coming to you from Wadley, Alabama, on the campus of Southern Union Community College.
We lost our stream right here.
Streams off?
I mean, the volume is, well, just tried to come back on. Pull it up on yours, make sure there's something wrong with mine. Y'all can carry on the volume of it.
Well, we're going into the top of the third here, Chester.
Got a new pitcher out there for the Rocks. It's like Kyle Warnsman was down there in the bullpen warming up, and he is now taking the mound for the Rocks.
We saw 2 innings of work out of this young pitcher. I think we saw 6 pitchers. Is that what we finally came up in the Lee Scott outing earlier in the week?
Yep. They moved them around quickly out there. None of those guys were fatigued at all.
I think one guy went 2 innings and everybody else just threw an inning of work. So, and they were really well coached and great pitching staff. They certainly executed. And that game was similar to this one so far. We had opportunities there, had base runners, and just could not get that key hit. And we also had the tough luck of those guys picking up the key hit. Two-run singles early in the week doomed that one. But we'll see how it works out from here. AJ stepping in. And let me correct it, it's AJ Barnes, Buster Coker, and Braxton Yerta up. We certainly hope to see Luke. Good pitch.
Second pitch is a strike to even the count at 1-1. Ooh, inside there. AJ jumped out of that one quickly to avoid being hit to bring the count to 2-1 strike. Rebels are looking to get some runs up on the board. And AJ takes a hard swing at that down the third base line, and it's a fair ball. And he beats it out. Good hustle down the first baseline.
Really close bang-bang play, but he hustled all the way and he's on. That ball wasn't 2 inches from the foul line the entire trip down the third baseline.
Yep, just rode the line there, stayed fair, and continued to hustle down the line for a leadoff single here.
I think the third baseman made the right call. You want to get that one and make the throw. No need in trying to wait on it to go foul. He was very aggressive, made a good throw. It's just he didn't get him. Runner at first, nobody out.
The lefty Warnsman steps up there and delivers to Coker for a first pitch strike.
AJ's 2 for 2 so far.
Inside pitch for ball 1-1 to Coker.
Still nobody out. Runner at first.
Ooh, got the inside edge.
Excellent pitch. I mean, it really had Buster stepping back, but it caught the corner.
1-2 strikes to Coker here in the top of the third.
Short hopped that one through a breaking ball. It never made it to the plate. Counts even at 2-2. Still nobody out. Runner at first, and we need a couple runs.
Yeah, the Rebels have left 5 on. Ball gets behind the catcher, and Barnes is easily going to make it to second, and he's going to hold up there.
That's the difference in our foul territory versus this foul territory. I mean, there was no chance. It was a stand-up, easy move into second base by AJ.
Warnsman delivered the 3-2 pitch and
Got
off
him.
the shoulder of Coker.
Ran that one in a little bit too much and nicked him. So we have runners at first and second. Still nobody out.
Yep, Buster's just going to throw a little dirt on that one and stay in there.
Yeah, that had some velocity. I'm pretty sure he's feeling it right about now. The old rule of baseball, you can't rub it. You just have to move on.
And now up number 2, Braxton Yerta. And, ooh, a little chin music there from Warnsman.
Not seeing quite the control that we had in our first pitcher, Mr. Monahan, Drew Monahan.
Braxton squares up to bunt and bunts that one foul.
I'd really like to see him square up just a little bit more, get that bat out. Just get a little bit better position. But he's squared up now, early, taking it out.
1-1 strike.
Good pitch.
1-2 to Yerta. No outs here. Top of the third. Rebels looking to get their offense going.
Yeah, 1-2 changes that position there for the hitter.
Braxton fights that one off.
A little bit late on that swing, but he got a good piece of it, fouled it over the first base dugout. He's definitely a battler. He'll try to extend this at bat, looking for a pitch.
And he pushes that to first base. They're going to try a turn two,
Safe.
but
Everybody's safe.
whoa, that pulled the short off the second base bag. So now the bases are loaded for Mr. Tarver.
A little bit of a wayward throw by the first baseman. He threw it outside the second base bag, and the fielder had to reach over for it and pull him off. So now we've got runners at first, second, and third. So we need a run here,
Yeah,
at least a run.
Yeah, no outs. Plenty of time here to get some runs on the board for the Rebels here in the top of the third.
Well, Luke was in this position earlier, so he really needs to drive in some runs here. He's just got to bear down, come up with that big hit, get us back in this game. Good pitch, outside corner.
Warnsman delivers, and that is inside for ball one.
Almost nicked him there.
Yep. 1-1 to Luke Tarver. No outs, top of the third. And
That's
Tarver
gonna get us
pushes
a
that
run.
one out to second, and they're going to have to get Tarver at first, but not before the Rebels get A.J. Barnes in for the first run of the game for them. So bring the score to 4-1.
Good effort there by Luke, staying with that pitch. Made contact, got it in really an awkward position there. There was no other play just to go to first base and score a run.
And Drew Shepard, the DH, steps in now for the Rebels.
I think Drew is going to be looking for a pitch. One out here. Runner at second, third. We get back in it with a base hit. And hit him.
Takes that one off the thigh. And that is two batters that Warnsman has hit so far.
Yeah, his control's a little bit off here, and I think we're seeing the head coach go out to have a little conversation this time.
And he'll be facing our lefty Jones after the conference is over there on the mound with the Rocks. You know, that's a skipper's nightmare to leave all those guys on base so far in a game and, you know, only have one run in so far. You've got five runners on in the past two innings. You've got to capitalize on your base runners out there.
Yeah, it's really important. You know, like we talked about earlier, you know, you just are not going to get those opportunities all the time. You've got to execute them. And, you know, good, sound, fundamental teams do that. It's good to see us battle back and get that first run here. And what we're seeing, you know, is just a little bit of a misplay here on the, let's see, the Dublin Coffman team. They haven't been as crisp with their execution in this inning. So again, one out, bases are loaded. We're right back in this thing with a base hit.
And that is on the inside corner to Jones for a ball, and there is no one warming up in the bullpen for the Rocks. Jones was late on that one and pushes it down the third base line for a foul. 1-1 to Jones.
The scoreboard is definitely wrong. I'm not sure why they missed that first pitch, but it is, there it is. There it's corrected. Counts 1-1. He's way behind on that pitch, so Grant's really got to bear down here. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
And Warnsman gets Jones swinging for the second out here in the top of the third. And Gray Haley steps in for the Rebels, and he has a great opportunity here with 2 outs to get some more runs in this inning for the Rebels.
Missed opportunities there, you know, with nobody out and then with 1 out. Now we've got to have a real big key hit to get runs in. Or a walk.
Warnsman delivers a first pitch ball high and outside to Haley. Another high pitch.
Getting a little better hitters count here.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 3rd. Rebels are looking to tack on some more runs here. And that pitch was on the inside corner for...
Inside and just, you know, knee high. I mean, he really made a great pitch.
He is working the edges of that plate out there, Warnsman.
Painted another corner there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A count that is never good in my experience.
Warnsman delivers. And Haley goes down swinging to end the top of the 3rd for the Rebels. The Rebels leave 3 more on base. But they do get 1 in on a sacrifice by Tarver to make the score Rocks 4, Rebels 1 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Missed opportunity there, Chester. Really missed an opportunity to drive in. A couple runs to get us really back in this game. And I believe we've had base runners each inning. Is that correct?
We have left 8 on so far through 3.
Okay. That's not going to typically be winning baseball. We've got time to turn that around, but you hate to see that.
Yeah.
We are missing that key hit. And, you know, it's just baseball. When you look, Luke, you know, stayed with that ball, got us the run. So it's 1 out. Then there was a big strikeout, 2 outs, then another strikeout, and you're out of the inning. So it's just, it's really good execution by the Dublin team, and it's just not great hitting by us right there in a key situation.
And Yurta is still on the mound for the Rebels as we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
You know, our flag is still whipping pretty good, first base to left field, but I don't think it's impacted anything. We've had some balls popped up. Didn't seem like it impacted it too much today.
A beautiful spring day here in East Alabama. We appreciate the opportunity to play these guys from Ohio today during their preseason exhibition time for them from Ohio.
I'm actually enjoying the air conditioning here in our
This is
beautiful
nice.
press
We have to
box.
give props to the folks here at Southern Union for letting us experience this. We're going to get spoiled up here, but here we go, bottom of the 3rd.
foul straight back.
And Carson Cox is up now for the Rocks.
Trying to throw a slow breaking pitch there, and it just sailed high on him. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Rebels have to keep the score right where it's at so they can start chipping away at it when they're back up to bat in the top of the 4th.
Next pitch is low. It's a 2-1 count for the hitter. Wide outside.
Great crowd of Rebel folks came up from Lafayette, about a 30-minute drive, maybe up 77. Alabama Highway 77, that is.
Good pitch.
Big swing and miss by Carson Cox.
Full count.
Yeah, run the count full.
Need a big K here.
And
Oh.
Carson takes that one down the left field line, and it may hook foul.
It's fair
It
ball.
drops right in there at the edge of the line and whips into the cutoff.
That was real. That ball was hit deep, but it just kind of hung up out there.
Yeah, Gray Haley was trying to track that one down over in the corner. I thought from where I was sitting it was just going to drift foul, but it hung tight down that foul line and stayed fair.
I think Gray had time. He may have lost that ball in the sun with this, this sky here. It is a very high, partly cloudy sky. It hit about 1 foot, fair, and that's a two-bagger there. Runner second, nobody out. Good piece of hitting off that full count.
And Ethan Went is now up for the Rocks with a runner in scoring position. Went pops this one up down the first base line, and it went foul, but Kyle Hand chased that one down, and
that's gonna be a run.
missed it.
We are just not playing good fundamental baseball at the moment. Had a chance to throw the runner out at third, errant throw, and run scored.
So a pop foul RBI for Went, and the Rocks score one, and now the score is 5-1. The Rocks. And Drew Monahan steps in for the Rocks, takes that first pitch outside for ball one.
I think Braxton may be rushing his pitch this year a little bit. He's really probably irritated.
Yeah, his pace has picked up tremendous. And rips that one across for strikes. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the top of the fourth.
Base is empty. Good pitch. Might have been a little bit of a slider or breaking pitch. Had Monahan out in front.
Excuse me, I said top of the fourth. It's bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third.
And that one gets past Tarver, but no harm, no foul, no runners on.
I would again like to see Lou get in the habit of shifting his weight. Even though there's no base runners, you want to develop that habit of always shifting out and knocking that ball down.
And Monahan takes that one for outside for ball 4.
Another base runner with
And
only 1 out.
Justin Harper, number 3, steps in for the Rocks.
Monahan was our opening pitcher. Stayed in the game, moved to a field position.
Squares up for a
Excellent
bunt.
bunt.
Wow.
That's a bunt for
And
Wow.
close call at first, but they ring him up for the second out here in the inning.
Well, that was absolutely a bang banger there. I thought he was safe. Umpire called him out. Just a fundamentally incredibly sound bunt. I mean, he put that ball in a tough spot. He had to make a perfect throw to get him. Great execution.
Number 5, Carson Wilcox is now up for the Rocks. Seems like I'm saying a couple of these names a little too close together.
Slow breaking pitch.
Tarver became a wall back there and kept that ball in front of him. Good job.
Good job keeping that ball out in front. We're down 5-1. We don't need to give up base runners, especially easy bases. I definitely think there's a little bit of a rush in his delivery at the moment. I'd like to see Braxton just slow down a little bit, get himself set.
2 balls, no strikes. And he pops this
Cut
one out into
to-
right field, and Jones kind of came up short on that one. Going to be lost in the sun or what? But he is disgusted at himself out there.
Yeah, that ball, that's a playable ball. We did not execute that at all, and it cost us a run.
So Wilcox gets an RBI on that single to right field. And now Jacob Eberling in there for the Rocks with 2 outs, runner on first. Score is now 6-1 Rocks.
Yeah, the CA defense has let the pitcher down here a little bit. That's a playable ball. We had a couple playable balls that we just didn't execute well enough.
Tarver kept that one in front of him, so the runner holds at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. The Rocks have gotten 2 in and looking to put more on the board here. Pitch is outside for a ball.
2 ball, 1 strike count.
Yerda delivers. And a shot down to third. Buster keeps it in front of him and
Makes a good
zips it
throw.
over to first.
Nice play.
Didn't get rushed, kept the ball in front of him and zipped it over to AJ for the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Rebels got their works cut out for them as they run into the top of the 4th. 6-1 Rocks.
You know, Chester, I'm not sure, and it's certainly not the idea of making any excuses for anyone because we just haven't played very well in the field. But, you know, you wonder if it's the setting, you know, if it's the big field, it's this kind of stage.
The competition, you don't know
against
who you're going up
right.
against. What are these guys like?
And obviously, you can tell these guys are well coached. They know how to play the game of baseball. They execute incredibly well. So we're not responding in kind to that. We're really we're not playing great defense.
Right now,
outfield
the
defense
Rebels are
especially.
beating themselves.
Yeah.
The Rocks are not taking it to the Rebels, but the Rebels are hurting themselves with some defensive decisions out there. But let's get their bats rolling here in the top of the 4th and cut into this Rocks lead.
Well, what has happened is, you know, we've seen these guys go deep the first batter of the game. We've seen them put down multiple sacrifices to get runners in scoring position. We've seen them take advantage of base, throwing errors. So fundamentally, they are in this game and they're in control of the game. I mean, we're in the top of the 4th, down 5 runs.
Yep. And Kyle Warnsman still stays in there on the mound for the Rocks in the top of the 4th here. And Kyle Hand's going to lead off the Rebels here in the 4th.
Back to our the top of the starting lineup, Kyle Hand, Peyton Yerda, AJ Barnes.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the coaches for the Rebels. Head coach Dylan Neesmith, assistant coaches Shane Andrews, Coach B, and Josh Yerda. We appreciate all the hard work they puts in with these kids out here and student athletes every day. And takes the first pitch for a ball from Warnsman.
Must have been a little low. Foul it back.
And he almost catches his own off the ricochet. Good laugh out there between him and the catcher. And Warnsman is pushing his speed out there. And Kyle hits this one
Sharp
to
single.
second and sneaks into center for a single to lead off here in the top of the 4th.
Good to see Kyle step up, open this inning with a base hit.
And now up for the Rebels is Peyton Yerda.
Peyton struck out, grounded out so far. He's due.
Inside pitch for ball 1 from Warnsman.
Decent lead at first base. Quickly foul ball back. 1 ball, 1 strike. A little bit late on that fastball.
Warnsman checks Hand at first. And that was low for a ball.
Nobody out, runner at first. 2-1 count.
Hand looks like he's ready to take off to the races. And he stays put and out to short and going to try to turn two. And that was low and pulled him off the bag. So Yurda is safe at first.
Excellent slide at second base by Kyle Hand. He really disrupted that throw. Good job. I mean, that was just a perfect hit ground ball for a double play. Kyle went in there pretty aggressively, broke that, he broke it up by disrupting the throw. That's what he did. And we have a runner at first with 1 out.
And now the Rebels are going to bring up A.J. Barnes.
AJ's 2 for 2. 2 sharp hit singles is what I have him for. But did he double in that opening inning? Did I miss that?
No, I don't think so. Average lead for Yurda at first. Outside from Warnsman. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. Top of the 4th.
We know AJ's got great power. We'd like to see him settle in here and get his pitch.
Warnsman is all over the place so far with Barnes.
Hitters count 3-0. He can be very selective here. He gets the pitch he wants. He can go for it. Fastball in the outside corner. 3-1 count.
And AJ rips that one.
That's over the center fielder, I do
That
believe.
is going to be
Outta
gone. And he drives in a 2-run blast. Big shot by A.J. Barnes here in the top of the 4th to bring in 2 runs for the Rebels to chip away at that lead. And now it's 3-6. Rocks are still up. But great blast by A.J. Barnes. That's the second time we've seen him take it over just left to center.
Well, AJ is now 3 for 3. That was I wasn't sure it was going to get out. I knew it was over the left fielder's head because he slowed down. He did not get a great jump, is what I mean there. And it didn't matter. Great power there. And they just cut this deficit, a little bit more manageable, 6-3.
Coker steps in for the Rebels. First pitch strike to him from Warnsman.
Warnsman comes right back with a fastball strike.
And Coker takes this one out to right,
Oh,
and the
fielder fell down.
left fielder fell down out there, lost his traction, and Coker's coming into second for a double.
He's in safe.
And he's going to stay on the bag and call for time.
I don't know if it's going to be in the official scoring a true double or if it's going to be an error because he did slip and didn't handle the ball well. But if I was scoring it, it'd be a double all the way.
Yeah, the left fielder lost some traction out there and just couldn't recover, and the ball dropped in. And now we got some action down here in the Rebel bullpen. Can't quite see who's warming up.
Braxton Ura steps up. Takes a rip. Fouled it over the first base dugout. Good cut at that ball. Rebels coming out with a little bit of attitude here, a little fire in the bottom of this, in the top of this 4th inning. Another sharp hit ball.
And Short's taking it to first, but it pushes Coker over to third with 2 outs now.
Well, here we get into another one of those interesting situations. It's going to take a 2-out single or 2-out hit, pass ball, whatever. But we really need to try to force this run in. Let's get that 4th run, cut this deficit down to 2.
Luke Tarver steps up now for the Rebels. And he hits this one out to short. Little dribbler out there.
It's going to take an errant throw.
And low, but the first baseman digs it up for the 3rd out there in the top of the 4th. But the Rebels get 2 on a big blast from A.J. Barnes. And the Rebels are down by 3, 6-3 against the Dublin Coffman Rocks.
Really big swing there. Good piece of hitting. AJ really turned on that ball and got it out of here. He definitely has power. We have seen him come up with that big swing a couple times. And, you know, we've had some sharply hit balls today. It's not like they haven't gotten these pitchers figured out. They haven't been overmatched. I do see some more action in the bullpen for the Rocks. I do not see a number yet on the young man down in the right field corner.
Well, Yurda takes the mound for the Rebels. Maybe the bullpen warm-up was just some extracurricular activities by the Rebels, but Braxton stays in there on the mound for the young Rebels.
It would be really nice to see us come back after that aggressive run-scoring inning and get a 1-2-3 inning and really keep some of this momentum going on our favor. You know, the only thing so far I've seen that's kind of a negative with this Dublin Coffman team is crowd's real thin. Their home crowd is very thin here.
I would say so. That's about a 10-hour drive.
You know, I don't understand. You know, just really thin. It's an exhibition game. It's only Ohio to Alabama.
Yeah, and the tickets were free, so I mean, they should have made the trip down.
These guys are really, you know, they're just well coached. You can see that they execute quite well. So I'm sure that they will have some home attendance when they get back to Ohio. Didn't you tell me that this school's kind of claim to fame in sports was wrestling earlier on?
Yeah, on their website they had a lot of state championships for wrestling, which is a big sport there in Ohio in the Midwest. So they had, I mean, you ought to have seen their athletic webpage. They had so many sports, it was amazing.
It's awesome.
Lacrosse, there were some state champions in that, I think. So.
First pitch strike.
Yep, and this is the first time I think we've seen number 1 Brody Broski for the Rocks.
I agree. He's in the hole 0-2 very quickly. Foul that one straight back.
Braxton is bringing the pace here. And
sharply hit.
Pushes that one out to outfield and good piece of hitting by Brady Broski there to lead off the bottom of the 4th for the Rocks.
Quick single. Sharply hit.
The Rebels need to keep this count where it's at, 3-6, and continue to nibble away at that lead the Rocks have.
That ball was in the dirt. Luke didn't get it out in front of him, and runner picks up a base there. So it counts 0-1, 1 strike, and runner at second in scoring position quickly. And boy, that ball is drilled.
And Colson takes this one to right field,
That's
and
gone.
it is over the right field fence for a 2-run blast here in the bottom of the 4th, matching up what Barnes did quickly for the Rebels.
That was a no-doubter. There was really no need to turn and chase it at all because it was a bullet.
Yeah.
So very quickly, Dublin Coffman comes back and picks up 2 more runs.
Now up for the Rocks is number 4, Daniel Briggs.
Still nobody out.
Yurda delivers. First pitch is high for ball 1. Second pitch is high.
Quickly, a 2-ball count. Oh, got the inside strike on that one.
Yeah, we'll take that one here.
Scoreboard showing 1 ball, 1 strike. I did not think that was correct. That's probably going to hit in.
It's going to drop into center and going to be pushing him to second, and here comes the relay. And he is in safely at second for a double.
Yeah, we probably need to make that throw straight to the second base bag. Dublin Coffman came out firing on this inning. I'll tell you, they have put the bats on the ball. We're going to see a pitching change here.
Yeah, the Rebels have some activity down there in the bullpen. And it looks like Cole Baker's coming out on the mound, it looks like. Number 10, junior for the Rebels.
That is Cole coming in. And very quickly, it's 8-3 with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's been all lasers this inning. I'll tell you that the home run was a no-doubter. That ball was really well hit.
So the Rocks have hit 2 home runs, correct?
We've seen a total of 3.
Yep. And once Baker gets loose out there on the mound, the Rocks will bring up number 8, Carson Cox.
Well, so far today, Chester, it's been a good way to end the spring break for the Rocks, coming in here and performing well, executing well.
Yep, they'll jump into their regular season next week or tomorrow, whenever they get back to Ohio. And the Rebels will be working toward the latter half of their schedule.
Yeah, it's just, it's the difference in the way high school baseball and even college baseball is really played because of just the region's weather. You see a lot of teams that travel in college come down and spend 30 days in the Southeast trying to first get themselves ready to play and then play in several games before they head back up and have some decent weather to get their season started.
Yep.
I think Cole's loose and ready to go here.
Tarver comes out to give him a little advice, and we are ready to continue this inning with number 8, Carson Cox, up now.
Still nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner at second.
I lost that one.
That ball hit a mile high.
And that looks like Braxton Yurta. Yep, went out to short, and he takes that big pop fly there for the first out of the inning for the Rebels.
Good to get that first one under our belt here. Get out of this inning.
And we're back up to number 11, Ethan Went, in the lineup for the Rocks.
Breaking ball stayed out. I stayed on the inside for ball 1.
Baker delivers outside for ball 2. No strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the fourth. Rocks have put up 2 so far here in the bottom of the fourth on the Rebels to extend their lead out to 8-3.
Runner's gone.
And Tarver whips that down to third, and the tag by Coker is late, and he is in safely.
Really good job by Coker. That ball bounced to him on the throw down to third. Stayed in front of it and kept it from giving up another run.
So 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out, bottom of the fourth.
the Rocks are not hesitant to take a base. There's no doubt about that. They're aggressive on the base pass, and they're aggressive in the batter's box. So they are really come out to play here.
3 balls, 1 strike for Baker. Delivers and
Foul tip.
off of Tarver's hand. He's shaking that one off back there, but he'll be all right.
I haven't been watching the way Luke's catching. Is he tucking the naked hand behind his leg, or is he leaving the
I think
hand
he's
up
leaving
by
up
the
to the
glove?
side and just caught him on the edge.
Some people are comfortable tucking that hand away, and some aren't. So, really, your catching style.
I think he's a little guarded now. And he takes that one.
Struck him out.
Ooh, got caught looking.
Struck him out.
Nice
Letter high fastball caught him. Caught him
2 outs
looking.
now that Baker has brought for the Rebels here in the bottom of the 4th. So 2 outs here with a runner on third for the Rocks.
Cole's done a good job here, coming in and just kind of settling everything down and getting 2 quick outs.
And that one was behind.
Over the head and behind. That breaking ball just really sailed behind the hitter.
Drew Monahan is up now for the Rocks. We've said his name multiple times this afternoon.
See those shadows creeping out just to the pitcher's mound. Cole is a really unusual delivery if you watch it. It's almost like a hitch in the top of the throw.
You know what it reminds me of? Eddie Harris, Major League, the movie Major League.
We've had our first major league reference so far. That's awesome. Ball's hitting
Monahan
the
pops
air.
this one up to center. And
Should be an easy inning for Cole Baker.
Yep.
And it is.
So once Baker comes in, it's bang, 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 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go to the top of the 5th as the Rebels trail 8-3. Pretty sure that was Kyle Hand in center now. And caught that pop fly to get the third out there of the inning.
Yeah, really, really nice job for Cole to step in and kind of shut things down. He got the big strikeout with a second out, and then induced the high pop fly.
And Kyle Warnsman steps in or stays in there for the Rocks here in the top of the 5th.
I'm going to change our look, Chester. I'm going to stand up. I'm not going to sit any longer. This is going to change. Because, baseball is all about superstition. You never step on a line, no matter what, when you're going on the field.
Speaking of, I see a lot of kids do not walk behind the catcher. That was an old superstition when I was growing up. You never walked out in front of the catcher. You always walked behind them. Was that something that you did when you were playing ball?
No.
Okay.
I've never thought of that before. I'm sorry. I've never even thought of that before. But I think it's a great idea. Anybody who can come up with a major league reference at the turn of the game in the last inning, I'm telling you, you're right. No matter what, you're right.
So,
Baseball, it's amazing how when I was younger and I watched a lot of baseball, I told you last week I'm a big Reds fan, and watching those great Big Red Machine teams, Sparky Anderson was one of the most superstitious guys, and he was one of those guys that stuff rubbed off on that great team. And I'll tell you a quick thing about him too. He had Rose, Perez, and bench, and at one time some of the other players came and said, they just have different rules. And he goes, okay, you play well enough to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and you can have their rules. So
that's right.
that's how it goes in baseball.
Top of the 5th, Drew Shepard leads off for the Rebels. Every time we've seen Drew so far this season, he's gotten a hold of the ball.
Yeah, he's made good contact. I'd like to see him do it again. Good cut. He does not get cheated. He steps up and takes his swings. Very aggressive at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Warnsman delivers. And
Fooled him.
Shepard's now down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Didn't look like a big curveball. Looked like a slider there. Kind of got him off guard. Ripped.
And right at the third baseman. Didn't even have to take a step.
Yeah, hit it right at him. We've seen him do that. That's 2 out of 3 games he's hit a ball directly at an infielder. You know, hope those things even out. You know, you hope that the next couple of games he gets some of those to go in the hole. Quickly, 1 out. We need base runners. We need base runners and we need runs. It's 8-3.
Number 14, Grant Jones, steps in now for the Rebels.
First pitch swinging.
Hits it over to second, bobbles it, and recovers. And it's a
Error.
high throw, and quickly gathered up by the catcher, covering behind first over there for the Rocks to hold Jones at first.
I don't know if that ball took a little bit of a strange hop late, but it really came out of the top of his glove. So either he just didn't cleanly field it and rush the throw, and we had our base runner. And that's what we need.
And now Gray Haley is up for the Rebels with a runner on first. Inside, strike 1 to Haley.
Ball looked like it was a little low, but you know, you can't take a chance on that one, I don't think. You have to take a cut at it. He's in the hole 0-2 quickly. Bounced it.
Catcher did a great job there to get in front of it, slide over, keep the ball in front of him.
Well, we've been noticing this catcher all game, and he's got great balance, and he moves to the ball. He's not reaching for anything. He's getting his body in front of it. So again, great coaching.
Time on the field, everybody gets reset.
1 ball, 2 strike count.
Warnsman delivers, and Haley, shoo,
Whoa. I'm glad all the kids were standing up in the
paying
first base
attention.
dugout,
Yeah, they were paying attention
because
too.
it got behind them in the wall and came out the other end really quickly. Stays at a ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first.
Yeah, these are open dugouts here at Bison Stadium here, so they better keep your head on a swivel.
Stayed alive. Just fouled that one back. Gray Haley making the pitcher work here. The sun is just about the knees of the pitcher at the moment. I should say the shadow from the backdrop here, the stands, is right about the pitcher's knees.
That was an inside pitch for ball 2. 2-2, 1 out. Top of the 5th.
Short lead at first. Gray staying in, hanging in, fouling balls off, making the pitcher work.
Warnsman delivers, and
Took a little something off that one and got him. Made a great pitch.
that's the second out here in the top of the 5th. And we are back to the top of the batting order, and 00 Kyle Hand steps in.
Kyle singled his last at bat. Two outs, runner at first. First pitch swinging, foul ball.
Ooh, just
Low.
missed Hand.
Low and inside.
1 ball, 1 strike. Rebels looking to keep this inning alive. And that is outside for ball 2.
Good look at it for Kyle.
2-1 delivery, and he checks the runner.
He got him.
And he got him slow back to the bag. And the Rocks finished that one off.
That was a really good pickoff move. Did a nice job. Before that throw over, he had paid basically no attention at all. And I was just thinking, he's not even looking there. He must have been just checking without making the turn, because I'm telling you, he had him dead to rights there. It was an easy call. And it remains 8-3 as we go to the bottom of the fifth.
And Cole Baker is going to stay out there for the Rebels.
One thing we've been missing here at this ballpark, we haven't been able to check and see if any of the foul balls are dinging cars in the parking lot, because the parking lots are so far away.
Well, there's a bus right behind where they've been hitting it, so let's hope it didn't hit their bus they've been traveling
Oh, there
in.
you
So.
go. Parking lots are at the bottom of the hill on either side, so we don't get to have that guessing game about what's going on in the parking lot like we do at our place.
Looking around the infield, don't see much changes out there. I did notice that Hands at center.
No,
And
I think we have the same lineup in place here.
is that Shepard out in right? He's 13, isn't he?
He is 13. I think he has moved into the field.
I think Haley's still over in left.
Kyle is in center. AJ's at first base.
Coker, Yurda.
We have the Yurda brothers at second and short, don't we?
Yep.
And Buster's still at third.
And up the bat now for the Rocks is number 3, Justin Harper.
Takes first pitch for a ball. Straight back to Kyle. Easy flip to first base. Easy flip to Cole, sorry, Cole Baker. Cole's done a really nice job. 4 straight outs since he made his appearance to shut down that last inning and get us off to a good start here.
And now up to bat for the Rocks is number 5, Carson Wilcox. Baker is battling that sun. It's almost over the mound.
Yeah, it's just about face high as he stands on the rubber. It's just right in his face. I notice Buster's creeping in close to the grass. Yurda's deep at short. Good breaking ball there.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Whew. Tarver did a good job to keep that one from getting by him.
Or off the face mask of the umpire.
2-2 to Wilcox.
Foul that straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Bases are empty.
Yeah, I was reading where this facility holds almost 600 people. I don't know if I agree with that. Maybe chairbacks not. Maybe they're counting some of the grassy sides behind the dugouts.
Yeah, that's a pretty big number for this group here. Now you got me thinking about it. I'll start counting seats. David's counting right now. All right, gave up a walk. It was was out front of that hitter and then just really didn't close him out.
So Wilcox goes down to first on the walk, and now up for the Rocks is number 19, Jacob Ebling.
Wilcox did a good job, fouled a couple pitches off and kept that at-bat alive and worked for a walk. And
Just takes that one right in the back.
didn't really drill him as a slow breaking ball, but he takes the base.
So now the Rocks have runners at first and second with one out here in the bottom of the fifth.
If things go as the way we've seen them, they're going to sacrifice the runners over and try to get a 2-out hit and get 2 more runs. It is 8-3.
Yep, and now up for the Rocks, number 1,
At least 600.
Brady Broski.
There he is.
Yep.
Perfect sacrifice. He's throwing to third, and it's going to give up a run, maybe 2 runs.
Ball is all the way down toward the bullpen.
That's 2
Coker
runs.
chases it down, and he's going home, and he is in
And
safely.
nobody's covering third base, so it's really not a good execution there on that play. It made a throw to third, ball skipped off, and 2 runners scored, and then we had nobody come down and cover third base there. So it's 1 out, runner at third.
Yeah, and the Rocks are stretching their lead out now, 10-3 against the Rebels here in the bottom of the fifth. And number 2, Charlie Colson Jr. is up now for the Rocks with a runner at third.
You understand the aggressiveness to go to third. Play was probably at first. Easy to say that in hindsight, but you got to execute those plays. You know, you got to throw the ball, you got to catch the ball, and you got to make everything work instead of making mistakes.
David, are there 600 chairs?
For sure.
Chairbacks?
Yeah.
Wow,
Good to know.
it is. It didn't look like that at first glance.
Good pitch. 3 ball, 1 strike. Came back on him. And you notice they did go straight to the execution, to the baseball execution, put that bunt down, and good things happened. Walked him.
And Colson trots down to first.
Bottom of the 6th. Nobody's covered the 5th.
Okay.
That's wrong. He hit a home run the first play of the game.
So we've got 1 out. Runners at first and third.
And Daniel Briggs is now up for the Rocks. And he drives this
boy.
one into right.
Sharply hit ball.
Nice.
Now that's the way you feel the ball and come up throwing. Nice throw by Drew right back in. Good fundamental action there.
That single brings home another runner. So that's 3 runs they've scored here in the bottom of the fifth.
Yeah, these guys are they're a sound baseball team, and they know how to play. Throw him out.
And he slides in safe below the tag there. Good throw by Tarver. Coker tried to place the tag on there, but the runner got his hand around the tag and in.
Yeah, that was a real close play. I thought he had him. Now we got runners at second and third, and more than likely these guys will try to push this run across with a sacrifice. Oh, he's cutting away. Great stop.
Coker checks the runner, and good dig by Barnes over there at first to get that one out of the dirt.
That might have saved 2 runs because that ball was thrown hard. If it skips off the fence, both runners probably score. Excellent stop over there at third base by Buster. Just threw it a little low, and AJ really got down in the dirt and pulled it out.
Yep. Good
So-
job, though, to hold the runners, though.
2 outs.
Rocks are up 11-3.
Another shot.
Right at Coker, but
Make a good throw.
another low throw, but AJ digs that one out again for the 3rd out of the inning.
Nice defense by AJ over there, and Buster as well. He just didn't get that throw quite up high enough. But a big 3-run inning.
Yeah, as we go to the top of the 6th.
Top of the sixth, it's 11-3. Dublin Coffman High School. While Chester does a little equipment work here, David, I am really happy that you did the count on the seats. That's really valuable information. Things like that happen when you're down 11-3. This team, this Dublin Kaufman team has come out and executed really well. Great pitching, good execution on the base paths. You know, they know which base to run to, they know which base to throw to, and they just don't make those mental errors that can be so costly. We're just about ready to start this inning. So Kyle Hand will be our first hitter. We'll go Kyle, we'll go Peyton Yerta, and then we'll go A.J. Barnes, unless there's any changes to the lineup at this point. And Kyle Hand is in the on-deck circle, ready to hit. Oh, that one got the catcher. That really got past the shin guard and nailed him. Got a big rangy pitcher, threw a low fastball that just catcher never touched it. He's trying to walk that off, but he really got drilled. Even with shin guards on it, just got around it. And you have your technical difficulties all squared away there.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, we are good to go now. And are we in the top of the sixth?
I believe we're in the top of the sixth, yes. This game has really slowed down. It's 5:40, and the last couple of innings, it just seemed to really take forever to get complete. But Kyle Hand is going to come up to the plate. We're going to have some offense really quickly here.
Yeah. Time is running out here on the Rebels. I know after 3 innings, the Rebels left 8 on base, so that would be valuable right now. Be tied up.
Well, we've given up some runs that were really cheap and easy, and you know, you can't do that against this type of team because you know they're going to swing the bats. And as David and I were talking, I mean, they're going to execute. You know, they're going to sacrifice that runner over. They're going to get him in scoring position. They're going to, work it for the run. 2 balls in the dirt. Quick 2-0 count. Kyle Hand stepping back in. Three balls. And the catcher hasn't touched a single one of them.
And we got a new pitcher in there.
Number 33.
That is Adam Grzywinski.
I believe you got that right, Grzywinski.
Grzywinski.
At least that's going to be our designation.
3-0 delivery. And that was high. So Kyle's going to take a trip down to first base. And up next for the Rebels is number 12, Peyton Yerta.
That's going to push Kyle to 1-4 for the day. 1-3 with a walk. So he's fighting back. A base runner. Going to give Peyton Yerta a chance to advance him.
Catcher's coming out to have a little chat with his new pitcher here. Top of the inning.
Catcher bounced back from that fastball off the calf there and doing a good job.
So Peyton Yerta steps in now for the Rebels with a runner on first, no outs. Takes first pitch, strike.
Our new pitcher definitely has some velocity. He's throwing the ball hard.
Checks the runner over at first. Ball gets
Ball gets
behind the
away.
catcher, and Hand is in easily at second.
Another,
Heck, he could have taken home. That ball was stuck back against the backstop or something.
another advance to second on a pass ball. I believe that was a pass ball. May have been a little bit erratic pitch, but the catcher's got to block that one.
So Kyle Hand advances down to second with no outs. And another.
He's going to take third easily here.
I think I would score that one as a pass ball on that one. That was pretty much right down the.
This young pitcher has been really effectively wild since he came in, and he's wild low. And what's happening is he's outside that pitch and it's skipping off the catcher's glove, and we had a runner at third.
Yep. 3 balls, no strikes, and that was a strike then.
Yeah,
I didn't even see a call there.
outside strike.
Yep. 3-1
Outside
now
corner.
to Peyton Yerta.
Fighting back here, 3-2. Peyton's going to have to really bear down, make contact here. We don't want to miss out on an opportunity to get an easy run here with nobody out.
Krasinski delivers that one wide for ball 4, so Yerta trots down to first.
I guess not an easy run, but a cheap run with the 2 pass balls. We know this guy can go deep. A.J. Barnes steps in. That's 2 walks to open the inning. Runners at first and third. A.J. steps in.
No outs for the Rebels.
A.J. has singled, and hit a 2-run home run.
Whew, high.
Wild high. The Shadows have just, they've crept out to the edge of the grass out at second base, so pitcher's at least out of the sun. Good pitch.
Barnes takes that one for a strike. 1-1, no outs.
Fastball low outside part of the plate.
Top of the 6th. Rebels looking to chew into that Rocks lead.
Low and away. AJ's really, I would expect him to be really in this position waiting on his pitch. It's 2-1. He wants to get a pitch he can drive again. He wanted to.
Yep, check swing.
Kind of held back, but it was a called strike, so it's through. It's a 2-2.
Yep.
Nobody out. Runners at first and third. Struck him out.
And that's a wild throw down to
Runner's
third,
gonna
and
advance.
Hand's going to score easily. The left fielder's having some trouble out there with his, I'd say his cleats not digging in or something. That's the second time.
Well, we had Peyton Yerta break there to second base. Errant throw brings in a run. We have a runner at second base.
So Hand scores there to make the score now. Rebels 4, Rocks 11, and now up for the Rebels is Buster Coker. He's been anchoring the corner at third for the Rebels this afternoon. And he takes that one for a first pitch strike.
Ball looked low and away, but quick strike. Fouled off. Oh, in the hole quickly, 0-2. Got 1 out. Runner at second base. It's 11-4. Well, that one almost got away. Going to be a play at third. He's in.
And he slides in under the tag.
Really nice job sliding around the tag there. Good effort.
Peyton Yerta takes advantage of that bobble by the catcher there to advance to third. So we
Yeah.
got Rebels have a runner at third with 1 out and 1 ball, 2 strikes. to Coker and take that one for a ball. So it's 2-2 now, 1 out.
2-2. Very aggressive base running there by Yerta. Was not a really wild pitch. That ball didn't get far away from the catcher, but he took the base.
And that one was, that was short hop way out there. And Yerta walks in easily, ducks underneath the toss from the catcher.
Well, 2 quick runs. They're coming a little late, but it's good to see us try to bear down and lessen this deficit really as much as we can here.
Yep, so in the top of the 6th, the Rebels have brought 2 in so far right now. Coker stands in with a full count. Nobody on base, 1 out.
Pitcher has great velocity. He's just wild.
And he gets Coker down to, gets him swinging for the 2nd out of the inning here. And we are now up to number 2, Braxton Yerta, for the Rebels.
Sharply hit, right at the first baseman.
He's going to
End
take
the
that
inning.
one easily for the 3rd out here in the top of the 6th. But the Rebels add 2, but they're still down by 6. Rocks 11, Rebels 5 as we go into the bottom of the 6th.
Good to see Chambers come out, swing the bats, take advantage of, probably the weakest pitching performance, outings of their staff so far. Pitcher had great velocity, just wild, low, and high, and just outside. The catcher couldn't handle much of his, many of his throws. I think Cole Baker is going to stay in the game here and
Eddie Harris.
work his third inning.
What a great movie. I watched that the other night.
It is truly a classic. You really did get me off guard there with that. Didn't know where you were going.
You got to watch that one in the early spring to get you ready for baseball season,
Well, it's the instant Major League Classic too, because now Wild Thing is just like every club has a Wild Thing, and they play the walk-up music.
Yep.
Flag's ripping away pretty good. We've had a consistent wind, and it hasn't changed at all. It's blowing from first base to left field, and the sun is creeping its way probably midway of the dirt in the infield.
Yeah, it's a great afternoon for baseball. Glad the rain is held off until later tonight.
And you know that I need it to rain really badly, right, Chester?
Yes. We'll be working on that for you.
Try to fill that pool.
Good luck with that.
If it rains enough to fill that pool,
You don't even need to worry about the
the
pool.
ARC business
That's
is going to be
right.
outstanding.
It looks like everybody's still intact here in the infield for the Rebels, as well as the outfield. Hand, Shepard, and Haley out there in the outfield for the Rebels.
Yep.
Coker, Yerta, and Barnes still in their positions from last inning.
Those did a really nice job, too. Good defensive plays. A little bit short on the throws, but made good stops. Got the outs.
And up to bat now for the Rocks, number 14, Drew Monahan. Monahan has been all over the field for the Rocks
Our
this
opening
afternoon.
pitcher of the contest, and he had a really aggressive swing there. Oh, 0-2 quickly.
Woo. Baker caught the edge of that one on the outside corner for strike 2.
Oh,
Gets right
just-
past Baker,
just
and
missed
Yerta
it.
comes up throwing
Got him.
and gets him easily over at first. Good play there by Braxton Yerta to get the first out here in the bottom of the 6th.
really nice job. That ball just outside the glove. Cole Baker on the mound. Yerta just kept cruising in, made a good throw, one away.
Up for the Rocks now, number 3, Justin Harper.
I believe Harper's been in the entire game today, hasn't he?
Yep. Some of these names I have said quite often this afternoon. As we get into the later innings here, we'll probably see some of these other names.
That's ripped, but should be an easy out.
Right out to Haley in left.
Ball didn't carry as well as I thought it would with this wind, but straight at the left fielder. It's quickly 2 away. Cola's done a really nice job coming in here, making good pitches, not getting behind in the count. Defense kind of sketchy the last inning, cost some runs, but making some plays. And quickly out front 0-1.
Yeah. And up to bat now for the Rocks is number 5, Carson Wilcox. He pops that one up to short center, but Yurda calls everybody off and wraps that one up for the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 6th.
Nice easy inning. Well, we're down to our last chance.
Yep, and need to knock out 6 runs quickly.
I guess he figured it out now.
Coach Dillon has gathered the team over there in front of the dugout to give him a inspirational word here as we go into the top.
6 runs, guys. 6 runs.
Yeah, we do need 6. So
6 runs.
we have a lot of action down in the CA bullpen. I don't know if that's just throwing sessions or if we're really getting ready to prepared in case we need more pitching. But first time I've seen anybody working down there today. See our
But a great atmosphere, though. We got to give
Oh,
props to this setup here this afternoon. Great for the kids and come out here and play in this type of setting and go against some competition that they would never see. So glad to see the folks from Dublin come down this way. And great Friday afternoon right before our spring break. What a great entry into the spring break for the kids this week.
well, my assessment of the game is this: if we hadn't cost ourselves have given up so many runs with defensive lapses, we'd be in this game. It's just we had a really rough couple of innings there, and again we left some base runners. So you know, it's just one of those things. You can't make mistakes like that against this kind of competition because they're a really, really talented team. And they certainly are having fun playing.
That's
There's no
right.
doubt about it.
They got a lot of energy out there. So,
But you're also right. This is a spectacular event. I mean, I love being here. It's a great setting for the kids to get to do, and this facility is just top notch.
yep. And as we go into the top of the inning here, Luke Tarver is up. See if he can get that bat moving here. First pitch is outside to Tarver.
Luke so far is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. My unofficial scoring. Foul ball down the first base line. Just a little bit behind that fastball.
Is it still Adam Grzywinski in there for the Rocks?
I believe so.
Yep.
He came out with that same little bit of a control issue even in the warm-ups. He was throwing the ball away from the right-handed, you know, where a right-handed hitter would hit, and down in the dirt.
And Tarver is going to trot down to first on the walk there. Great way to start the top of the 7th.
Good eye. That was a
And,
close pitch.
Yep, Drew Shepard steps in now for the Rebels.
We need base runners. Good job by Luke getting on base. See what Drew can do with the bat here.
Good dig there by the catcher.
That catcher has not stopped digging balls out, getting his body in front of balls the entire game. Really nice job there. Good pitch. Caught the outside corner, just above the kneecaps.
1-1 to Shepard. Outside for ball 2.
Low and away, 2-1 count. Really like to see Drew get a hold of something here. He's had bad luck hitting the ball at infielders. Big swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pops that one up over the press box here.
Stays 1-2. We got a runner at first base.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, the ump just held up 2-2.
I'm looking at the board instead of the umpire.
Shepard pops this one up high in the sun. Left fielder's calling everybody off, and he gets underneath it for the first out here in the top of the 7th. Kept his footing out there. He's had some trouble all afternoon out there.
Drew waited on that breaking ball, just didn't get, great contact with it.
And now up for the Rebels is number 3, Eli Pritchard.
One away, runner still at first base. Oh, high and tight. Backed Eli out of the box pretty quickly there.
Not much of a lead for Tarver at first. Pritchard pushes it over to second and advances Tarver down to second, but gets the out at first. So 2 outs now for the Rebels, top of the 7th.
2 outs and down by 6. So we're down to the real fine tuning of this game.
That's right. Gray Haley steps in now for the Rebels with 2 outs. Runner at second, Luke Tarver.
Big cut. Right over the top of the dugout. Wow. That almost got the kid retrieving the other foul ball standing on the steps.
That has been a danger zone down that first base line all afternoon. Ooh, Haley takes that one for a strike.
Quickly in the hole, 0-2. 2 away, runner at second. Hanging tough, foul ball. Again, right over the top of the first base dugout.
Oh and 2 to Haley. And kept that out in front of him, the catcher did, but Tarver advances to third. No throw to third.
Good effort, Luke slides in, gets third base. Catcher probably had a chance, but that second bobble took that away. We got a 1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 outs, runner at third. Ball game.
Yep. And
Threw
Haley
him out at
swings
first
and
base.
misses it, but the catcher retrieves it and throws it down to first for the third out there. So that's a wrap here from Wadley, Alabama, as the Rebels go down in an exhibition game to the Dublin Coffman High School.
So safe trip back to the Rocks.
Dublin, as they head back up north, I think tomorrow. And but hopefully they have safe travels and enjoy their trip down south. And for the Rebels, no action next week. Spring break.
Have anything going on next week?
And then we'll jump back into some region activity And yeah, we're gonna jump in down there, and David just told us that we got to do a softball game soon, and I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, we have several more that we are expecting to do, so we'll get on those. You know, today was it's an opportunity to play against a talented team. We made mental errors, we made fielding errors. We just didn't execute, but it's a great opportunity to come out and play against a talented group like this in a great facility. So exhibition game really doesn't count in the record, certainly doesn't count for our region. So we'll learn from this, try to get better, and go win the next one.
And you guys have a safe spring break, and we'll catch up to you guys the following week.
Thanks, Chester.
Take care.
Enjoyed it.
All right.